In the previous video we have seen the steps and rules for the construction of root locus. Okay, in this video we will solve the sum of our problems in accordance to construction of root locus. Okay, yes, draw the root locus diagram for a closed loop system whose loop transfer function is given by g of s is equal to k divided by s into s plus 5 into s plus 10. Okay, also given as comment on stability. This is a question statement of the problem. Okay, we will start with the solution. Okay, the numerator term consists of zeros and the denominator term consists of poles. Okay, hence we will go through step by step. Okay, in step 1 we have to see how many poles are there, how many zeros are there. Okay, in step 1 the given loop transfer function is consist of 3 poles, s is equal to 0 and s is equal to minus 5, s is equal to minus 10. Okay, since there are no zeros means z is equal to 0. Okay, so number of branches is equal to number of poles, so that is equal to number of branches is equal to n is equal to p is equal to 3. So p is equal to 3, so 3 branches. Okay, we have to calculate the number of branches that will approach to infinity. So that is p minus z, that is number of poles minus number of zeros is equal to, poles are 3 and zeros are 0 is equal to 3 minus 0 is equal to 3, that many number of branches approaching to infinity. Okay, hence the starting point, we have already seen that the root locus will always start from poles and it will always end on zeros. If there is no zeros means it will approach it will terminate at infinity. Okay, so starting point will be the number of poles. So there are 3 poles means there are 3 starting points. So s is equal to 0, comma s is equal to minus 5 and minus 10. That is starting point. Okay, so terminating point will be, the root locus will start from poles, already we know that, and it will terminate at zeros. Okay, here there is no zeros means they will, all 3 branches, they are starting point now, they will reach us to infinity. So terminating point will be infinity. Okay, next is step 2. Okay, in step 2 what we have to see, where exactly the root locus will exist. Okay, for example, see, this is our S plane. Consider how many poles are there, that is s is equal to 0 and s is equal to minus 5 and s is equal to minus 10. Here there is no 0 means no round mark. Okay, here there is only 3 poles at 0 and minus 5 and minus 10. Okay, in the step 2 we already told that the root locus will exist only if the right hand side of that side will be having odd number of roots. Okay, yes, see this portion. Okay, right side of this will be having how many roots? Only 1 roots, means it is odd. So it may, the root locus may exist here from 0 to minus 5. See at this point. Okay, see, we will examine that the root locus will exist at this point or no. Okay, see this one, the right hand side of this will having 2 roots, so even number of 2 means even, so even number of roots means there not exist of root locus. This portion is does not exist root locus. Okay, okay, next from this to infinity we will see. Okay, yes, if you see this one, okay, the right hand side how many roots will be there? 1 2 3. So there are 3 roots. 3 roots means it is odd, so there exists a root locus. They may exist here, they may exist a root locus, or here the root locus does not exist between minus 5 to 10. Okay, so the breakaway point exists from 0 to, sorry, from 0 to minus 5. Okay, we will examine that one. Okay, there exist or no. Okay, 0 to minus 5 of real axis. Always this will be exist, this breakout point will exist only on the real axis. If there exists a root locus, means what is step 3? Step 3 will be, we have to calculate angle of asymptote. Step 3 will be angle of asymptote. So we have formula, that is theta is equal to 2q plus 1 into 180 divided by p minus z. This q will vary from 0, 1, 2 up to p minus z minus 1. Okay, that is p is 3 minus z is 2, so minus 1. 3 minus 2, 1 is 1. So number of zeros will be zeros. 3 minus 0 is 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. So q will vary from 0, 1 and 2. So p will be 3, 0, 3 minus 0 is 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. So q value will exist from 0, 1 and 2. So we have to put this q value 0, 1, 2 in this equation. If theta is equal to 0, so what will be the equation? Theta 1 is equal to, if put theta q is equal to 0, 2 into 0 is 0, 1 into 2 into 0 in plus 1 into 180 divided by p minus z is 3 minus 0. Okay, what will be the answer? Theta 1 is equal to 1 into 180 divided by 3. So it will be 60 degree. Okay, theta 1. So what about theta 2? Okay, put q is equal to 1. 2 into 1 plus 1 into 180 divided by 3 minus 0. So 2 into 1 is 2 plus 1, 3. 3 into 180 divided by 3. So it will be 180 degrees. Okay. And we will have theta 3 for q is equal to 2. Put q is equal to 2. 2 into 2 plus 1 into 180 divided by p minus z is 3 minus 0. So 4, 2 into 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5 into 180 divided by 3. So what will be the answer? 6. So 300 degree. First, if you put q is equal to 0, we will have 60 degree. For q equal to 1, we will have 180 degree, and q equal to 2, we will have 300 degree. Okay, so if you calculate the angle of asymptote, next step is we have to calculate the centroid, where we have to place this angle of asymptote. So step 4 will be, centroid. Okay, centroid. So centroid is calculated as, we have already known the direct formulas for that. Summation of real part of poles minus summation of real part of zeros divided by p minus z. Okay. Okay. What is summation of real part of poles? So poles are 0, minus 5 and minus 10. Okay, real part, only we have real part of poles. Okay, 0. What will be the poles are? What is that? 0, minus 5 and minus 10. Okay, 0, minus 5 and minus 10. Okay, here there is no zeros, means it will be taken as 0. So what will be the p minus z? 3 minus 0. So minus 15 divided by 3. So it will be minus 5. Okay, the centroid point will be minus 5. Minus 5 means in the S plane at minus y, this angle of asymptotes, these three angle of asymptotes are there, no? 60, 180 and 300. These will all start from that centroid point. Okay, the centroid will be minus 5. Okay, in the next step number 5. Okay, what we have to calculate? We already know that there exists a breakaway point from between 0 to minus 5, but we don't know exactly where it lies. So in order to calculate where exactly the breakaway point will exist, we have to see that one. Okay, we have to calculate breakaway point. We have seen that the number of steps for calculating the breakaway points. Okay, for first point will be, we have to construct the characteristic equation that has to equate to 0. Okay, 1 plus g of x h divided by g of s into h of s will be given as k into s plus 1 into s plus 10. That should be is equal to 0. Take the LCM this word, s square plus s into s plus 10 plus k is equal to 0. Okay, simplify the s square into s cube plus 10s square plus s square plus s 10 s plus k is equal to 0. Okay, what is that? S cube equal to s cube plus 11 s square. So this one is 5. No, sorry, s square into 5s s cube plus 10s square plus 5s square plus 5 into 10 50s plus k. Okay, 10 plus 5 is 15s square plus 50s plus k is equal to 0. Okay, okay, what we have to do is we have to convert, that is k is equal to f of s. In second step we have to convert k into f of s. K as it is, keep all these to that side. So k is equal to minus s cube minus 15s square minus 50s. Okay, like this. After that what we have to calculate? We have to calculate dk by ds, and that has to equate to 0 in order to calculate the value of s. Okay, dk by ds is equal to minus 3s square minus, differentiate this equation with respect to s, minus 3s square minus 30s minus 50. That should be equate to 0. From this one we have to calculate the value of s. Okay, that is 3s square plus 30s plus 50 is equal to 0. Okay, divide this equation by 3, that is s square plus 10s plus, if we divide 50 by 3, if we divide 50 divided by 3, we will have 16.67, that is equal to 0. Yes, this is a quadratic equation. This is a quadratic equation. We have to calculate the roots of this equation. So s1 comma s is equal to minus b plus or minus, we are using s1 comma 2 is equal to, here we are using minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. We are using this formula. So minus 10 plus or minus square root of 10 square minus 4a, c is 16.67 divided by 2a. So on simplifying this one, we will have s is equal to minus 2113 comma minus 7.88. Okay, we will have two values. On simplifying, taking plus as one sign and minus as one sign, we will have two rules, that is s1 comma 2. Okay, we have to see from these two which is our correct s value, which we have to take, which is a breakaway point from these two. Okay, how to calculate that one? Putting these two values in this equation. If this equation, by putting this equation, this s equation in this way, in this one, if we get k as positive, that will be the our breakaway point. Okay, we will take that one. Okay, okay, that is what is the equation is minus x cube, sorry, what is that? Minus s cube minus 15 x square minus 50 minus 50x. Okay, by putting these value in this s value, if we get the k as positive, that will be the breakaway point. If we put both the values, we will see. Okay, we are written the equation in the calculator and we are putting both equation. So if we put x value as minus 2.113, we will have k value as 41.11. Okay, if we put value as minus 7.88, we will have minus 48.11. For minus 2.113, and for this is for minus 7.88. So this is a valid. So putting this minus 2.113, we will have 40.1. By putting minus 7.88, we will have minus 48.11. Whichever will give the positive k value, that is a valid breakaway point. It is not valid. Why it is not valid? Because we get k values minus 48.1. Okay, that is not a valid number. So this is our breakaway point, that is minus 2.113. Okay. Okay. We have calculated the value of k for particular value of s. Okay, our next step is we have to calculate next. Okay, step number 6. Okay, we have to calculate intersection of root locus with imaginary axis. For that we have to take the equation, okay, that is 1 plus g of s into h of s. Whatever we have calculated, that one we have to take. That is s cube plus 15s square. In the previous test we have calculated this one, plus 50s plus k is equal to 0. This is our characteristic equation. Okay, we have to construct, in order to calculate the intersection with the negative imaginary axis, we have to form Routh array. That is, Routh array we already know how to construct, that is s raised to 3, s raised to 2, s raised to 1 and s raised to 0. Odd number we have to take for s raised to 3 row, that is 1 and 50. For s raised to 2, we have to take even number of s's, that is 15 and k. Okay. For the next, we have to take by using the other above 2 rows, we have to construct s raised to 1. So that is 15 into 50 minus k divided by 15. Here it is 0. Here we will, on simplifying this one, we will get 750 minus k divided by 50. S raised to 0 will be k. Last term will come as it is. Okay. Yes. From the, we have to, in order to calculate the k marginal, we have to take the row above the s raised to 0 row. In order to calculate k marginal, we have to take the row value which is above the s raised to 0 row. So from s raised to 1 row, that is 7, what is that? 750 minus k divided by 15 is equal to 0. If this one we equate to 0, then it will be a k marginal. We have to calculate k marginal. 250 minus k marginal is equal to 0. So k marginal is equal to 750. What is k marginal means? For 750 value, before that 750 value, whatever may be the k value, the system will be stable. At 750 value, the system is marginally stable, and after the 750 value, the system is unstable. Okay. Next, after calculating k marginal value, we have to calculate the value of s for which the root locus has to cut the imaginary axis. For that, we have to take, wherever we have calculated this k value, no, we have to take above of that one. We have calculated k value from using this one. We have to take above of this row. Okay, that is, and we have to calculate auxiliary equation. How to construct that auxiliary equation? This is, we have taken this one for calculating the k marginal. We have to take above this one. Okay, marginal value how to construct is 15 is there, no? Which row it is there? S square. This one is s cube and 50 s. There is a difference of 3, 1 like this. Here 15 s square plus k. The auxiliary equation will be 15 s square plus k. That should be is equal to 0. We have to calculate. So 15 s square is equal to minus k. So k is equal to k marginal, that is k is equal to minus 750. So s square is equal to minus 750 divided by 15. So it will be minus 50. So s value is equal to plus or minus root minus 50. So it will be, so root 50 will be 7 point. So plus or minus j, minus 50, minus is there, no, square root of minus is j, that is 7.07. At this square root of 50 will be plus or minus j 7.07. At the imaginary value of 7.01, the rule locus will cut the imaginary axis. Yes. Okay. Next step. That's what is next step is step 7. Here there does not exist any complex rules, so does not to obtain the departure angle of departure. Okay. Since no complex rules are there in the given equation, there is no complex rules exist, so no angle of departure, hence angle of departure is not required. Yes, they told the comment on stability. Okay, comment on stability means for k value in between 0 to 750, the system is stable. Why we are taken 750? The marginal value of k will be 750. If it is less than 750, the system is stable. If it is k is equal to 750, what is that? 750, the system is marginally stable. If the system is greater than 750, then system is unstable. Okay, you have considered from k marginal value. Okay, now we will see how to draw this on the graph sheet. Okay, this is a graph sheet. Okay, we have to start. Okay, this is a S plane, which is a real axis. This is a imaginary axis. This one will axis. Okay, how many zeros will exist for this one? At 0 and at -5 and at -10. Zero, -5 and -10, there exists a number of poles. Okay, actually where will be the centroid? At where will be the centroid? At where we got the centroid, that centroid is equal to rho is equal to -5. At this point, how many asymptote? I told you centroid why we are using to place asymptotes. What is the angle for asymptotes? Centroid we have placed at -5, and at this point we have to keep the protector and we have to draw what will be the value of asymptotes. One is of 60 and one is of 180, means straight line, and one is of 300. From here to here 360, so 300 means from here to here 60. Okay, this one we have to draw this with dotted line. This will already there, one that is 180 degree, and this we have to start with dotted line. What is this one? This is of angle 60, this is of 180, and this is of 300. This is 300, this is of 180, this is of 60. Okay, and we have told that this asymptote will show the guideline for the root locus path. Okay, after that, where is the breakout point? That is minus 2.113. Okay, almost 2.1 is half of this one. Okay, see, this one is, where will be the breakpoint? Minus 2.113. This will be the breakaway point. Okay, where the root locus will cross that imaginary axis, we have calculated the imaginary axis where it will cross, that is plus or minus j 7.071. so minus j point, assume that this one is plus 7.071, and below that it will be below will be minus 7.071. Okay, now here then how to draw it has to follow